so you could still catch me at this hour. I thought I was done for today. We won't play the left foot or right foot guessing game as usual. If you're watching, give a sign or leave a comment on the right side, so I know I'm not completely forgotten. Enough chatter. Let's dive straight into tonight's bedtime story. The dense canopy, stacked layer upon layer, forming a suffocating green maze. The man striding forward was called a Dash Cheng. After days of scorching heat, he could hardly bear it, so he decided to pack his bag and escape to the deep mountains for some cool relief. But to survive comfortably here, he needed to build a shelter. The big tree in front of him was the perfect spot. He first cleared the green vines wrapped around the trunk. Then, taking tools from his backpack, he headed into the nearby forest to collect logs for building the shelter, to make the shelter more solid. He tirelessly swung his machete, stripping the bark off every log. Then he cut them to the right size, carved grooves at the ends, and joined them together with wooden pegs, forming a U-shaped frame because Sheng wanted the shelter suspended on a branch 3 meters high. This frame was crucial. He first used ropes to hoist it onto the tree trunk, then secured it with pegs, thanks to precise measurements. The process was surprisingly smooth. Once the suspension beams were in place, he fixed 2 cross beams below. Sheng was building the shelter's platform, laying the prepped logs evenly across the beams, then pegging them in place. A smooth, level surface emerged. He had planned to rest, but to avoid sleeping exposed tonight, he immediately moved on to the next step. The bamboo he had collected was split in half to form panels because their surfaces were uneven. He trimmed them carefully, though lean and skinny. Sheng worked with impressive vigor. Next, he arranged the panels in an oval shape and fixed them onto the platform. Forming the main framework of the shelter, it looked complex, but it was far from easy. To ensure stability, he added horizontal panels to the frame, tying all intersections with hemp rope. He also reserved space for the door. At this stage, the shelter looked like a giant birdcage. Afterward, Sheng fetched more logs, since the platform frame extended outward. He planned to use it to build an open-air balcony, so he could live and cook there. Due to the shelter's unique structure, he decided to reinforce the walls with vines. He carried all the collected vines back inside, weaving them around the main frametto, minimize gaps, and ensure the shelter's seal. It became a repetitive, assembly line rhythm, every move precise and continuous. After relentless effort, he finally completed the woven walls. The shelter began to take shape, considering the need for easy access. He built a climbing ladder at the entrance, using 2 curved logs. He fixed steps layer by layer, adding handrails on both sides with ropes. He secured the ladder to the base of the shelter, then laid treated panels on the steps. Creating a visually stunning staircase, he pulled out a plastic tarp, wrapping the entire shelter for waterproofing. Then he tied the ladder to the door frame, and with a careful twist, it fit perfectly. One could hardly argue that he wasn't a design genius. You watching this might feel the scene looks familiar, due to time constraints. Sheng's construction work ended for the day. After snacking on some wild roots for energy, he lay down inside the shelter to rest. Early the next morning, a heavy rainstorm hit the jungle, waking Sheng with its roar. Luckily, the shelter didn't leak, which eased his mind. The rain created a rushing stream in front of the shelter. Soon, the rain stopped, and the sky cleared. Sheng continued the remaining construction. He collected bark from the forest, planning to fix it on the shelter walls. Protecting the tarp and enhancing the shelter's appearance, he cut the bark to size and secured it with hemp rope. Next, he gathered clay and stonesto, built a simple fireplace on the balcony essential for outdoor living. He evenly spread the leftover clay on the sidewall sand, added a curtain. For the balcony entrance, the shelter was finally complete. Sheng then went to a nearby spring, jumped in to wash off the mud, and brought back a jug of spring water. Boiling it over the fire, night quietly fell. He prepared some food to reward himself, cleaned the ingredients, and slowly roasted them over the flames. Watching him take big bites of meat made, my stomach growled in sympathy, full and satisfied. He returned to the shelter, closed the doors and windows, and drifted peacefully into dreamland.